Hi, welcome to today's free training, webinar, masterclass, or whatever label you wish to put on it. And regardless of what label you want to put on this, what's different is that it is value packed and full of content that is going to help direct you to where you need to start if you are truly serious about wanting to start an online business without it costing a load of money. Now, you might be asking, how do I know so much about this? Well, I have started a number of online businesses for myself many years ago, and I continue to build and grow with different businesses. And I also help a lot of people build and grow their own businesses from scratch. So if this is the type of thing you're looking to do, then that's great. We're going to look at a few slides and I'm going to talk you through a few concepts that I know work, and we'll take it from there. See you soon. Hi, my name is Alison McRobbie. I'm a teacherpreneur, and I really hope this is going to be helpful in helping you think about, are you really truly ready to create, launch and grow an online successful business? Okay, first of all, the first thing people really need to ask themselves are they really truly ready? Are you really truly ready to go into business? Or are you just a hobbyist? There is a difference between having a business and operating it on a part-time basis to just being a hobbyist. By hobbyist, I mean someone that doesn't expect to pay for a single thing, wants everything done for free or as near as, and thinks the world owes them a favour because they had a great idea about a business and they don't have the means to actually make that happen. I know that amount may seem harsh, but there are lots of people I come across, not so many now, but used to come across that have that idea. And believe you me, there are a lot of people that think they can start a business without any money at all and that they can run a business completely cost-free. I'm just going to stop you right there. If you think that's the case, you're delusional. It doesn't exist. It's not going to happen. Switch off, okay? Because if that's the type of business that you're looking for and the business sense logic that you possess, I don't think I'm going to be able to change anything there. Okay? Now, if you are a professional or you're a freelancer and you want to take a business online or create a business online, there are a few things you have to ask yourself. So one is, am I really truly a professional? Do I have a specialist knowledge or a skill that I can really truly ask people to pay for? That's the first thing. And the second one is, am I financially in the right place to go into business? Know that going into business online today does not cost a lot of money, but there is a cost element to it. It cannot be done for free. Web posting costs, websites costs, paid advertising does cost. Okay, they're kind of the few elements if you're going into a service-based business that you are going to have. That's a general everyday expense. Okay, I know this may sound really simple and really obvious and logical to a lot of you guys and girls that are listening right now, but believe you me, I've done many a training, many a webinar, and you get to the end of it and you speak to people and they honestly truly believe that they can create a multi-million pound business without any financial investment. It's total nonsense. And anybody that claims that they can make you a 6-figure, 8-figure earner with zero investment is also talking delusional nonsense. Okay, so let's just get that completely clear. Which brings us to this first picture. Okay, so obviously, as you can see, there's a whole load of overgrown grass, forest land, everything. And this is how people find themselves when they think you can start a business on nothing. They become completely lost. They can't see the wood for the trees, literally, and they become completely overshadowed, oversheltered by all the other competitors, all the other people that have gone through the structures, that have put things into place to make sure that they are not out of position, to make sure that their business can be seen, to make sure that they are successful inevitably. Okay, we're going to come back to this picture a little bit later. But I thought it was really important to kind of visualize how you can find yourself if you are not prepared for business. So preparation is always a key for success in whatever you do, but in particular with business, it's really key. Okay, so let's get straight on as to why you're here, which is how to start an online business without investing a load of money. Now, I know I have just said you cannot start a business on absolutely nothing, and you might be thinking, well, now you're saying the opposite. No, I'm not. I'm saying, just to be clear, that you can start a business successfully with not much of an investment, but it does require some investment. Okay, it does require some investment, because ideally you want to be able to hit the target. And if you're not hitting your targets, and we're all going to have different targets in business, everybody has different targets. What you need to exist, what level of income you need to exist on, or what you want to achieve is going to be different for other people. But inevitably, you need to create and structure your business so that you do hit those targets. Otherwise, your business, in one sense, is going to fail, and you're not going to have the money that you need to invest in your business and ultimately in yourself. Okay. But I just don't want you to think this is doom and gloom, because right now you are here watching this really at the perfect time. Unfortunately, because of the situation that we've got going on right now, which is a little bit crazy globally, everybody is online. There has never actually been a better time to create an online business. And online sales are up by 76%. This is the first time in the history, in the history really of the internet and online commerce, that there has been such a huge growth in online sales and online income. And lots of surveys have been done, and half of US consumers, so this is just the United States alone, are consuming more than ever before. They're subscribing to more subscriptions and membership websites, and they are buying, obviously, more online. Lots of people today, they just don't want to go out right now. So you have the perfect opportunity to put your business and yourself in front of millions of people. And it's not just the US, because this is followed by other countries. One of my businesses in particular is doing very, very well in front of Italy. Who would have thought? If you only knew as well what the business was, I can't share, but if only you knew what the business was, you would be as kind of gobsmacked as I was when I found out, when I looked at the stats. But there you go. So, never say never, as James Bond would say. So not only are people spending more, but they're spending more everywhere. And really, how can you take advantage of this? Professionally, how can you take advantage of this? Well, there are two things I think you need to do. Okay. The first is that you have to make and keep things really, really simple. There are two reasons for this. The first is a simple marketing message is always, if it's more direct, if it's more simple, it's more direct. Therefore, it's received a lot better by the consumer. They will make their decision. If it's confusing, they'll come to a point where they can't make a decision, and that's not going to be very helpful, because that's not going to lead to a positive conversion for you. So keep things really simple. The other thing is when you're creating a business, any business, if your framework is solid and structured but simple, you will be able to grow it a lot faster and a lot more successfully. People who don't do this right at the start find themselves, if they're able to grow later on, in a real mess. And that is where they start to lose a lot of income and a lot of profit because they haven't structured things and they haven't kept things simple. In particular, the new shiny object syndrome. Okay, that's another aspect to this. Just keep things really simple. The other thing is do the opposite of the Madden crowd. If you don't know what the Madden crowd is, if you don't know what I mean by that, it's do the opposite of what everybody is kind of saying, all the gurus, all the hype. Um, Most of my success for my businesses have been um, quite unique in their approach, and quite a lot of the time they have gone against what people would say works. And I'm going to give you an example of that. Okay, the first thing everybody goes on about is this massive list. Oh, you got to have a list, you got to have a list, you got to have a huge email list. All the effort and the emphasis is put on creating a huge email list. Whereas it's important to have clients that you can, eventually prospect to and sell to, you do need to know who your audience is. Okay, that's really important. But ultimately, if you focus too much on the facts and the figures and the numbers, you forget about the people that are actually going to be buying your goods and services. And that's really important. And this is a key place where lots of business owners again fail, because this is where they're not able to conceptualize and understand their clients, because they haven't created that bond, they haven't made that initial relationship with their clients, because they just consider them to be a name on the list. And if you treat people like that and you treat your clients like that, that's all they'll ever be, is a name on the list, and they will never convert. They will never become your clients, and they certainly won't become your loyal clients. One of my businesses, I have loyal clients. They've been going 8 years now, some of them 10 years. Okay. So building a relationship with your clients from the start is key. That is far more important than an email list. You can have a huge email list, but like I said, if you don't nurture and create this relationship, then they're just going to be names on a list. The next thing is you have to have testimonials. I see this a lot. Oh, I can't run my website. I can't run that lead page. I can't run that ad because I have no testimonials. Now, whereas testimonials can be useful, they can be valuable in a sense that they can validate what you're actually saying. I think we all know that a lot of things can be cut and pasted, and I'm not saying that people that create testimonials are not being truthful, but there are a fat few that are. Okay, so yes, testimonials are important. What's actually more important is the offer and the results. Those are the two things that customers are interested in. If your offer is good, you will lynch them in. If you deliver with results, that is going to be more important to them than a bunch of testimonials. Okay, so offer results will always outweigh anything else. Think about it. If you're going to go and buy something, what is the first thing that interests you? It's the offer. And then the results. Now, there are lots of different ways that you can present your results without having to have testimonials. Okay, so don't worry about that. And the other massive mistake I see, especially in online education, is where people say, offer your product or service really cheap, then up the price. I see this so many times. And it's taken me a while in the past to convince people that this is not the thing to do, okay? Especially teachers and tutors. English teachers, ESL teachers, for example, they've been used to working for $7 and $10 an hour, for an ESL platform. And they think they could just, create their own business and offer the same, $8, $10 an hour. And then they realize 3 months, 6 months down the line, why they're not any better off, probably worse off. So that's an absolute no-no. And the bit about upping the price at the end is absolutely catastrophic, because that's kind of being pretty dishonest, not only to yourself, but also to your customers. If you're offering a fair product, a good product or service, and it's a fair and a correct price for the market, and that doesn't mean underselling it so it fits into the market, okay? It means something completely different, which I will talk about later. Then that's not the right thing to do. Remember, quality will always outweigh quantity. Always, always, always. Think about the things that you have in your house, in your life, in your business, in your home. Think about a particular object that you really like. You knew it cost maybe a little bit more than what you kind of think you should have spent on it, or thought you should have spent on it in the beginning, but you're really pleased you did because its performance is great, or it makes you feel amazing, or whatever it is, it does the job wonderfully, because it is a product or a service that gives you sheer quality. That's very important. So when you're creating your business, you have to keep that in your head, but you do also have to be realistic. Um, Quality is great, but then don't oversell. It's always best to or overpromise. It's always best to underpromise but overdeliver, always. Okay, let's move on. So you're thinking maybe, okay, well, she said I shouldn't be doing this and I should be doing that. So now really, what should I do from here? It's pretty simple. You need to keep these three elements in mind. The offer. You're not going to get anywhere with any clients without a decent offer. The offer, how it's constructed, the benefits, the highlights, the funneling is very important. And you can create a really good offer, but if you don't have it in front of the right audience, then it's completely futile. It's worthless, it's useless. So those two things go together very, very well. But equally, if you have a brilliant offer and you've got a great audience, but your delivery is poor or weak or substandard, such as maybe you sold a membership system, but people have issues all the time logging in. You've uploaded a whole load of videos into your membership site, and on your Vimeo settings, you've put everything on playthrough so that they can't pause them. These are the types of things I'm talking about. These are the types of things that constantly annoy your clients, and then they're not going to buy from you again. So your delivery, how you deliver things, how you assure things is really, really important. Okay, so what people are more interested in is this one thing, okay? So we've got the offer, we've got the audience, we've got the delivery. That's great. You know that. You know that's what you're going to potentially be selling to your customers, clients eventually. But the main thing that they're interested in is this. And before I tell you, it's not about how many followers you've got. It's not about how great your social media is, although that can be important if you use it correctly. It's not about how many awards you've got or endorsements you've got. Again, all of those things can be useful, but what people really, really want are results. They're interested. That's their only focus, is in you getting them the results that they have kind of signed up for to get from you through the product that you're selling or the service that you're providing. That's all they want. So the idea and the concept of having a relationship with your clients is really important, because if you don't understand what they want, you're not going to be able to get them the results. You're just going to be shooting in the wind. So it's very, very, very important, period. Okay, all the other stuff is important, but you need to remove this other stuff as if it's clutter in a room, because you do need to be able to completely focus so that you're able to produce a business launch and creation that is going to be fruitful, because it is clear and it is concise, and it is not that you're going to be able to, truly grow from and not find yourself lost like in this picture. Then I really strongly suggest that you look into the Teacherpreneur Evolution program. So if you're struggling with tech, or you want the website already done for you, or a membership site already created for you, or lead pages, or knowing how to write custom driven conversion emails, okay, how you integrate and implement international payments and booking systems, how you create successful Facebook and Instagram social media campaigns to the point that, well, one of mine I'm monetized on. So, all of these things are hugely, hugely helpful and absolutely 150% relevant if you want to create a successful business. Now, you can walk down the path, if you wish, of going away and trying to do it all by yourself. That's absolutely fine. It might take you a few years, and you might not find your way out of the forest. You might just go, this is too much, this is doing my head in, I just don't know really what I'm doing. I'm just going to leave it there. Or you can take the option online business. And yes, I can. But before I go on, I just want to go through a couple of maybe. So make sure you've got your eyes peeled on your email box for the second training, where I go through a few more things with you on how you can start an online business without it costing a small fortune. And the next one, we're going to look at social media in the next training. And I'm very good with growth strategies for social media, and have numerous times on repeat raised social media followers organically to a very high level, which is very good when you're trying to gain traction and interest on your products or services, especially when you're new. So that's going to be really useful training for you. So look out for that one. That's the next one. Thanks very much for your time, and speak to you again soon.